Bahraini regime forces have once again clashed with activists demonstrating against the unrelenting crackdown on their pro-democracy protests. Police fired tear gas and bird shots to disperse people chanting slogans against the ruling Al Khalifa dynasty on the island of Sitra. Clashes also broke out in the village of Marmir, which is the kingdom's industrial hub. Earlier, thousands of people took to the streets of Malakia, south of the capital Manama. The protesters chanted anti-regime slogans and carried placards bearing the images of jailed political activists. Bahrain remains deeply divided 3 years after the uprising began, with persistent protests sparking clashes with police since February 2011. Scores of people have been killed, thousands arrested, with many convicted of terrorism charges and given stiff prison sentences. Professor Sayyid Ali Wasif with the Society for International Reforms and Research joins me from Washington for his thoughts. Welcome, sir. Professor Wasif, how much progress has the Bahraini revolution made since its beginning in 2011, and what are the chances the people can achieve their goals?
Well, the progress is tremendous because the kind of perseverance, the kind of consistency the revolutionaries have shown there, the opposition forces, the kind of policy they have adopted, the kind of strategy they have adopted is really commendable. They have been going on, despite the fact that there is a brutal crackdown from time to time. The Al Khalifa regime has been committing atrocities, crimes against humanity, human rights violations, and so on. To the aid of the Al Khalifa security forces and security apparatus, the Saudi forces and security apparatuses and intelligence agencies are also working. And the Pakistani, security personnel and advisors are there. Newly recruited Pakistani former soldiers are there. So it's been supported and backed by 2-3 countries. But despite the fact that they have so tremendous resources, the Al Khalifa family has tremendous resources at its disposal. But we see a consistent effort and a perseverance and a steadfastness on behalf of the opposition forces. And they are still going along with those demonstrations. And they are exhibiting that they are indeed a potent force to reckon with, and they will not bow down. That's what they have been giving the message to the international community, that they will continue on with their struggle to topple the Al Khalifa regime, which has violated the human rights norms and the international legal norms. And for the future, as far as the future is concerned, with the strategy they have been adopting, the opposition, is I think they have a bright future. The only thing needed is they need some guidance. The Al-Wifaq party and their allies, that is the opposition forces, they need guidance. One on the legal side, the other on the political side. I think they should seek some international political support, international legal support. For this reason, I think they have to establish an exile government. That's what I've been saying for the last 3 years. Until you have an exile government outside of Bahrain, somewhere in Eastern Europe and Russia or somewhere in Africa, then you might be able to conduct your affairs, day-to-day affairs, in a more befitting manner than what they are doing right now. After having a political and legal support from the international community, that will exert a lot of pressure on the Al Khalifa family and all those mercenaries which have been gathered in Manama brutally crack down those peaceful protesters in Bahrain, I think they will wither away within no time. So the leadership should establish exile government either in Russia or in an African country and to gain some kind of substantial status as an observer with the United Nations General Assembly. In that manner, it's going to prove more dynamic to assert their kind of policy on the Manama regime there and to topple the government. The second thing is if this doesn't work, then of course under international legal norms, the other option is always open for the revolutionaries,
right.
And that's in the form of staging an armed insurrection, and that's according to international legal norms. There's nothing wrong with that armed insurrection.
All right. Professor Said Ali Wasif from Washington, as always, thanks for your thoughts there, sir.